What is going on, folks? So welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we have another Colt in for review. This is the Colt Combat Commander in 45 ACP. Look at that, Combat Commander. Now, this is not the lightweight Commander. This is an all-steel gun, so she's got a little bit more heft to her. But guys, I just got to say right off the bat, Colt finally came through. Colt delivered. I cannot find anything wrong with the gun other than the standard Colt stuff. What I mean by that is still has a plastic mainspring housing. I don't know what the deal with that is because I think I have like a national match and some other ones that have steel mainspring housing. So why? I mean, look, it is a cost-cutting measure. Let's not be confused. It is cost cutting. But one of the benefits is it is lighter. So it does make the gun a little bit lighter. So I'm trying to look at the bright side on this. So yeah, only comes with one magazine still. Now, Colt's not the only company that does that, but they are one of them. Why are you so cheap? You got to give up plastic mainspring housings, one magazine. Trigger on this thing. It sucks. It sucks. This is a Series 80. If you guys don't know what a Series 80 is, it's got a firing pin plunger right there. Can we see it? Can we pull it up? Right there. So that is a firing pin block, basically. Little plunger inside. Can we see on this one? No, it's a little too hard. There's a little lever that lifts up, pushes in that plunger. So when the hammer strikes, the firing pin will go off. Series 70 pistols do not have that. But there are no QC issues that I can find. There's no finish blems or blemish issues with it. No issues with the finish. No freaking, real bad quality control issues. I took this gun apart and cleaned it before we're going to take it out. We're going to take it out to the range here, obviously in the range portion, and do the review. Bushing was very tight. That's good. So I'm hoping it's accurate. We shall see. I did also put in Wilson Combat plunger tube spring here. It was fine when it came from Colt. It was very positive on and off. It was fine when it came from Colt. But if you are familiar with this channel, you know I like it real positive. And that Wilson Combat just stepped it up to the next level a little bit. Very cool. I mean, I think this is a beautiful gun, guys. And this is a win. So it took them eight pistols. And of course, nobody around here in town. No, I'm sorry. One gun shop did. It had a Colt in there. I bought it. That's my Colt Gold Cup Trophy Light. Haven't done a review on that yet. That'll be coming. That's the only, but they're not like a Colt dealer, and they rarely get Colts in. So I have to order all this stuff online. I get most of them from Buds because Buds seems to get a steady flow of Colts in. And it took 8 pistols, okay, before Colt got it 100% right. And this gun, now let me caveat that, assuming that it does well on the range portion, assuming there's no malfunctions, it's reliable and it's accurate, this gun is actually a win. The only thing, like I said, is the Series 80 trigger, but that's kind of inherent of that design. Now, so far, out of those 8 Colt 1911s that I own, 3 are Series 80s, 2 Delta Elites, and this one. 1 Delta Elite came fantastic out of the box. The other one seems to be breaking in the more I shoot it. It seems to be smoothing out. And so I'm hoping that this one does the same thing. But it's kind of crappy. So let me show you a little bit before we just go over the features of the gun. So there's your take-up. Very light take-up. But now watch. Look how much. Did you hear that? Very light take-up. Wall. There's movement before the hammer even. Take up. Look at all that movement. It's gritty. I don't know if you can hear it on the mic. Mike's picking it up, but it was like, and now I've hit a solid wall and it will fire. I can work with this. I mean, it's not like I won't be able to shoot it, but it's just kind of annoying. So let's start from the top and work our way down. It does have white 3-dot Novak sights, as you can see there. That Novak, not Novak style. They're not knockoffs. They're real Novaks on here. One thing I will notice that Colt does not do that a lot of companies do is they do pin their front sights so they won't walk out, you know. Is that necessary? Nah, it's a little added extra insurance, but there's a lot of companies that do that. Colt is not one of them, but you get the standard white 3-dot sight picture on there. It is a 4¼ inch barrel. It is a bushing barrel, so this is not the bull barrel. As you can see, it's not highly polished, but it is polished on the sides, flat on the top and bottom, with the standard Colt bluing. This one's actually beautiful. I said it before a minute ago, but I can't find any blims, marks, circles, scratches, none of that stuff on here. So it's gorgeous. It's got the wider and angled, kind of in the angle of the grip, wider slide serrations, which are pretty sharp. Not sharp to the point they're going to cut you, but they're nice and grippy. You can get a good grip on that pistol. This does have a dual recoil spring, so it's got the wider one that's almost a standard recoil spring, and then a thin inner one. I think it's a thing Colt's been doing for the past couple of years, and it seems to be working for them. It does have the Cherry, I think they're calling them Cherry G10 grips with the Colt in it. These are fantastic. These and the blue ones that come on like my Gold Cup trophy in 38 Super, they're fucking gorgeous. They look great. I mean, they really do. So beautiful Cherry G10 grips emblazoned with Colt. It is cut under the trigger guard, so it is relieved, so you can get high up on that grip right there. There are no front serrations. The rear front strap is not checkered. The rear is just the vertical lines, again, in the plastic mainspring housing. Let's do some of the checks I like to do on a 1911 when I first get it. Push down on the barrel. I can't feel any movement. So no movement on that. Does this thumb safety work? Again, thumb safety is possible. Oh, my pet peeve, when it goes down, when it's fit in properly and it goes down. This one does not do that. So it's solid, boom, right there. No, I mean, there's a tiny bit of wiggle, which is normal, but it's not like some of the other ones that I own where it's like click, 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 you know. So that worked. Does it function? Yes. Is the grip safety rattled? No, not really. This one's fit pretty darn well. Does it work? Yes. So it's almost, though, the engagement is almost. But I think that's why also they add the bump on there. But really, you should probably want about 50 to 60%. So whatever the travel of this is, once you push it in about 50%, it should be able to fire the weapon. That's a little bit too much, but we can work with that. Aluminum trigger with the speed holes in it, and it is not adjustable for over travel. Again, as standard, I know that the thumb safety and the grip safety are, I believe, cast parts. That's pretty much standard with the Colts. So, oh, and let me push up on the hammer. On a lot of, so there's a thing online with the whole going on right now with the whole, should you drop the slide on it and it'll mess the trigger job up on a high end, and Wilson Combat and Masada Ube and yada, 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 and don't do that. That was a test that I was taught back in the day. That push on the hammer, and that will check to see how well the sear is engaging the hammer hooks, or maybe your hammer spring / sear spring. Maybe your sear spring is not set properly. If you start getting hammer follow, that's usually what that is, but I'm not getting any of that. And that's, again, that's usually Back in the day, when you used to shoot competition, send your gun off to a gunsmith and they do like a 2-pound trigger job. Well, 2-pound trigger job does not last as long as like a 5-pound trigger job. It just doesn't. So I got no complaints. I mean, it's a good looking gun, man, other than the trigger, which I can work with. And I think I have a feeling the more I shoot this, the better it is going to get, much like that Delta lead of mine. So let's just get a weight on this sucker. Let's get a weight. All right. 34.58, and with the factory supplied magazine, 36.87. So there's that. Let's shut this off and get the trigger pull gauge for the old Series 80. And you know what? I get some comments sometimes like, oh, why don't you put some ammo in there? Because there's just so many different weights of ammo that it would give a different reading. If I put 230s in there, somebody'd come back and go, why don't you put 185s in there? If I put that in there, why don't you put 200s? And I'm not going to spend the whole video just adding, ammo weights. So you guys figure out what type of ammo you're going to carry, but that's just a rough estimate of what. Ooh, 706. Let's try that again. I don't know if that's going to be right there. Let's see. 458. That's probably more right. So that's 706. I think I overpulled on that one. I'll give it a third one. Just 626. I don't know. 494. So you know what? We'll average all that out. I bet it'll be right around 5. That's what it feels like with the, again, take up, hits a wall, but then grit, and then it'll release. So not the greatest trigger in the world. Again, though, I don't mind that because this is more of a defensive carry gun than, let's say, a full size. You can carry a full size all day long if you want. It won't bother me none, but a lot of people would prefer to carry these and actually prefer to carry the lightweight Commander. But so the Series 80 is kind of a little bit worse than the 70s just inherently. So it is what it is. But you know what? Let's get this beautiful Colt. You did it, Colt. You finally did it. For me, at least. My experience has not been great. But let's get this beautiful Colt out on the range and see how it shoots. All right, folks. Range portion of this review. We got the Colt Combat Commander. We got 8 rounds of 230 grain blue bullet reloads. We got our customary steel. These are the first shots out of this gun. So let's just see how it shoots. All right, folks, accuracy portion of this review. We have our Colt Combat Commander. We have a 3-inch shoot and see. If you're familiar with my channel, normally I shoot 2-inch shoot and sees, but the store I get them from, they were out, so we have to make do with the 3s. We got 3 rounds of soul-stealing 230 grain blue bullet 45, because in case you didn't know, 9mm kills the body, 45 kills the soul. So we're gonna go back 7 yards and we're gonna shoot this target and we're gonna just see how it shoots. Okay, Colt. Colt is checking in with this one. Trigger's getting better. We're going to get that in the final thoughts though. But look at that group, man. Colt is checking in. Let's go back and get the final thoughts because I got a lot to say about this one. All right, folks. Final thoughts on the Colt Combat Commander. You did it, Colt. You did it. It only took you 8 pistols for me to get a perfect one. Now, with that being said, the Delta Elite, I think the Delta Elite, was it the 7th pistol? I don't even remember. But my Delta Elite is almost perfect. It just has 2 little scuffs on the back of the slide. But I can't find any fit, finish, quality control issues with this pistol. As you saw on the target, it's super accurate. Trigger is already getting better in just about, we're out here, I think I shot about 50 rounds. I'm going to shoot some more as soon as I turn the camera off, just for fun. It's what I do. No, I think they finally did it. This is what Colt should strive for, to have all their pistols this good. There's still my standard complaints about Colt, 1 mag, although I'm noticing a lot of the big companies, American companies anyway, are doing that. Like Springfield Armory, I got 1 mag. Kimber, 1 mag. Plastic mainspring housings, these cost-cutting things that, again, other companies, I know Kimber and Springfield in some cases are doing the same thing. Plastic mainspring housings, 1 magazine. I don't know what that is, especially when you can get a similar gun to this from TSOS and Gearson and some of these other imports. I know some people get imports, that's fine. I got a TSOS 1911. It came with 2 Metcars. I paid $350 for it. So $1,000 with, choice is yours. But for this particular Colt, they finally got it right, for me at least. I personally recommend, if you're going to buy Colt, and again, I love Colt, guys. Let me do a side, I'm going to apologize. It's going to take a little bit of time, but let me sidebar here a little bit. It's still relevant to this, but let me sidebar. Had a guy up in my comments flipping out because I dared to criticize Colt. Guys, I love Colt, okay? I'm a Colt fanboy. It's an iconic American brand, okay? But loving Colt is like loving an addict. You want them, they're on a path to destruction, and you can see it, and it doesn't seem like they can, and you want them to do better. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like loving an addict. Anybody in their life out there watching this video ever loved an alcoholic family member or a good buddy who was an addict and the end wasn't good for them, and you're sitting there and you talk but you still love them? Similar, not as dramatic, but similar. A lot of Americans, especially Americans, love their firearms, and they love they're very, very loyal to certain firearm brands. Okay, it's a thing for us. That's what like loving Colt is, because they disappoint so many times. All right, but this one is fantastic. Rant over. Now, side note, if you're going to buy a Colt, I recommend you buy it in the store so you can put your hands on it, check the safety, which is fantastic on this one, check the fit finish, if there's any blems or anything like that before you buy it. Now, that might be a little bit more difficult. People have said that in my comments on other videos. Well, just don't buy it online. Well, there's no stores around here. There was one store I found, one Colt in, and I bought it. And I screwed up. You're going to see a video of it. It's my Colt Gold Cup Trophy Light, and it has some issues. And I was just excited enough to buy the Colt that I overlooked the issues, and I don't do that anymore. So it's not like there's a steady stream of Colts around here. I buy most of my Colts. I think 7, is it 7? Yes, 7 out of the 8 Colts 1911s I own, I've bought from buds. because buds seem to get a steady stream of colts in. Now, whatever your issue is with buds, some people out there, that's okay. But I'm telling you, they get a steady stream of colts. If you want a Colt 1911, check out buds because they usually have an ample supply of them. Nowhere else in town does. So that's one of the reasons I buy them sight unseen. And, you know, 7 out of 8, I don't even know what the math is on that. What's that, 90% I get burned or I'm not satisfied with their product? So, guys, this one is excellent if you're into Colts and you want a Colt Combat Commander. Again, this is not the lightweight, this is the heavy one. Check it out. Again, it is a gamble, but they finally did it. Whoever let this one leave the factory, congratulations, you did it. You let a good one go. This is what they should strive for every time, okay? So thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you next time.